And we're live. Hi. How are you guys? Feel like I missed you all. I want to mute this just in case because I don't know if I'll hear feedback. But I am live. I am here. It's been a long February already. I feel like I've been outside. I've been just doing all kinds of things and celebrating Valentine's Day and this, that, and the third. I need to sit down somewhere because your girl is tired. Tired. So today I am talking about my sin of the day and grab 10 and run. I had to give myself a prompt to talk about the doers I wanted to talk about. Hi, G. Thanks for joining in. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day. We're back at it again. Hey, Alicia. Good to see you guys. Thanks so much for dropping in. I know some people don't do dupes and stuff like that, but just hear me out a little bit, But let's talk about my sin of the day first. How are you guys doing? I feel like we haven't talked in a minute. You know how like you go to lunch with your good girlfriends or whomever, and y'all basically like eat lunch together every day, and you haven't in a little bit, so you miss your friends. That's how I feel. That's how it feels. G says she finally tried Marshmallow Moments and Cashmere Sex by Elemental Fragrances. Tell us. So while you're typing that in, hopefully, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my sense of the day. So I needed to talk about the sin of the day because it kind of surprised me. So the truth is, guys, I have like crazy respiratory issues. Hi, Shakira. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. So I have crazy respiratory issues, and I feel like my nose takes me through, like it has this period or something. Like I just don't even be knowing what's going on sometimes. So I try to stay medicated, and maybe sometimes I think that kind of messes with my senses, like kind of coating them and trying to protect them. And then sometimes I think my nose likes to protect itself from stronger scents or, just things that are too loud. And then there are other times where my nose has a mind of its own, like it has trust issues. For example, some of you may know this, maybe not, but I love to watch the Karamo show. I love to watch him so much that I went to go be a part of his studio audience. It was an amazing day. I talk about it on my Instagram. So if you check that out, you may see the posts and find out what happened to me that day. But also the fact that I gave him this like big hug. He gave the most warm and sincerest hug. And then after I left, I was like, I don't know what he smells like. Why does my nose fail me so? Like, it's so weird. Like, my nose turns off or something. Like, I have to literally say, no, smell that for me to, like, sometimes smell something. Because back in the day with these respiratory issues, my nose would, like, pick up the smallest things. Like, I'd be like, who has flowers in here? Where are the flowers? Where are the flowers? Because it was just crazy. I guess my nasal passages were crazy irritated. Anyway, all of that to say, some days I just feel like my nose isn't on its best behavior to smell things, what have you. So today I put on Rihanna, a Middle Eastern fragrance. And I think this is one that's by the, I'll look it up because it just doesn't have it right away on the bottle. I looked it up before and then I forgot. So I'll look it up again. But I wore this with Brown Sugar Babes Sugar Plum. And I was like, I'm getting fruit chewy. And I'm not sure how I feel, but I'm committed. I done sprayed it all over. I've rubbed myself down in Sugar Plum. Sugar Plum is really like nice and fruity, but then it wasn't my favorite because I felt like the as it wore on the skin, something got like scratchy about it, intense and scratchy about it. Anyway, so I wear it to work and I'm just like, we just want to smell fruit chewy. That's it and that's all. So this afternoon, after, a full day of like running around, we had like an in-person meeting so we can get off the computer. I had to set up, break down, blah, blah, blah. I took a meeting in my office, and then I walked out. When I came back in and I got closer to my chair, I was like, who is that smelling like that? Is that my perfume? OMG. I did not get the patchouli kind of esque feeling or sense that I had at first. It smells so good. So it makes me even want to run it back tomorrow. Like, I talked about this Rihanna fragrance, I think, on my one of the Middle Eastern videos because I have 2 lives of them. And this fragrance is, a complete fruit truly, but it's so like, it has such presence and it goes so well with this sugar plum oil. So I am excited that I found that. It is amazing. Let me tell you about this Rihanna perfume. I have to make a dedicated, like, recorded video about this fragrance because I keep trying to look it up and I can't find much of anything. I'll come across it on Amazon um, and then there's one girl who has a couple videos or TikToks out there about it. Yeah, I want to say I cannot fix my mouth to say it properly, but the way to say this brand, Mukalat. I can't remember. Anyway, so that's my scent of the day. We know that in Brown Sugar Babe, oh, I was on it. Brown Sugar Babe actually has plum, nectarine, orange, apple, white musk, maple, and raspberry. So it is very fruity and woodsy, sweet, fruity, said that. And then I guess I wondered, it has white musk in it, so I kind of wondered if that's what was giving me that intense scratchy feeling when it would like wear into the skin. Hey, Robert, good to see you. I go well with sugar plum oil too. Okay. GO2 says marshmallow moments reminded me of brown sugar upon initial spray and salted toffee as it dries down. After about 10 minutes or so, it softens up a bit more to something very sweet and a bit salty. That sounds delicious. That sounds amazing. The cedar is definitely there in the background. Does the cedar come off like a hair masculine at all, G? So that was my scent of the day. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I can't find this freaking Rihanna perfume. Oh, here it is. Yay. Ard Al Zaffaran. That is the brand. I thought it was that Al Mukalat, but it's not. It's Ard Al Zaffaran Rihanna. And in this fragrance, it has top notes of grapefruit, oranges, peaches, and plums. There's a little tiny bit of citrus, but you mainly get the peach and the plums. And then there's orange blossom in the middle with tuberose, iris, coconut, and hyacinth. Okay, it's really well blended. So I can see that there's some coconut in it to give it that mild sweetness, while the plums and peaches are kind of juicy, but that coconut adds that little, like, smooths it out a bit and doesn't let it get too bright and too tangy and too tart. The base notes, are sandalwood, tonka, musk, vanilla, and amber. The type of base that I love. So this I have been in love with. I bought this at a Middle Eastern shop that I visit a lot. And so this, I just happened to sniff this one. I hadn't heard anything about it. I cannot wait till more people try this out so that we can figure out what this smells like. I don't know that it is a dupe of something, but I'm so curious because I feel like, maybe just the notes are familiar. I don't really know, but I really enjoyed it so much with the sugar plum oil today. I'm going to try to wear something tomorrow, but that was my scent of the day. Hey, Kari, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. He says, oh, I remember someone talking about the AAZ a while ago. I have a couple notable frags from them. Yeah, Art Al Zaffaran is one of the brands that I think we like. Take a peach, take a plum, take a stick of bubble gum. Love it. All right. Shakira is telling us that she wore a cute Middle Eastern fragrance called Sapphire Avery. I've heard of that. People have been talking about. I've seen the blue and the red bottles layered with Kayali Bougie marshmallow. It was a nice, sweet blueberry marshmallow, airy musk scent. I went nose blind to it, but I was told I smell good. Oh, that sounds awesome, Shakira. Like, I love that. I think I want to try one. So I should try the sapphire one. Do you have the red one? Have you heard good things about it? I've just seen people talking about it, but I can't recall like if they liked it, what have you. So on to the grab 10 and run. So this video or topic was requested by Ade. And she's, I guess, getting in to do it. And she wanted to know like my top 10 or something of that sort. Now, unfortunately, your girl has like, on my shelf alone, I think it's 200 of them. That is not a flex. That's not me bragging. That's not me like, because honestly, it starts to feel like a sickness. So, but we're not going there right now. We in the feel good moments of it all. So with that, I am saying that I have a lot. So it's hard to pick 10. It's hard to just say like, oh, this is the best of the best of the best. I tried to do that. So I do have a recorded video on my channel of my top 20. Now that was probably 2021, 2022. I'm not quite sure what year it was, but those are like my OG, I still stand beside them fragrances. Please watch that if you have any, if you like more suggestions on fragrances that I recommend. One of the notable fragrances from that video is Dua has a fragrance called Mind Control, and it is a dupe of Nasamato's Baronda. It is like one of my favorite fragrances. As much as a lot of times I'll smell the dupe and then want the original. Like I don't feel the need to smell the original, but I think I did smell it actually when I went to Scent Explore, not last year, but the year before. Anyway, I just love that fragrance. So that's one of the notable ones. Oh, you know what? Before I move into the 10 that I would grab and run with, I do have to mention, and we can make this an honorable mention, I guess, Elixir of Red Berries. Now, you guys may have heard me talk about this already, but I actually put a little bit of this on, and I said it right here. I sit stuff right here and still forget about it because I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to see comments and all that good stuff. But I put on a couple sprays of the Elixir of Red Berries because I was a little afraid that fruit chewy smell was just going to be too patchouli. So I put a little bit of this on top to kind of soften it, sweeten it out. This elixir of red berries by Dua is a dupe for a fragrance called Red Berry Elixir. It really smells like Burberry Her with that sort of strawberry, but Baccarat DNA. So that's what you get for the most part. But when I wore this sort of on its own, it smelled like it opened up with that strawberry Baccarat and then kind of stepped aside for something else to kind of come out and show itself. Now, I don't know what it was, but I really liked it because it went in a little slightly different direction from the Burberry Her, but the Burberry Her DNA kind of supported it. So I really like this one. But again, off of like sniff and first smell, first impression is definitely giving Burberry Her. So I'll put that on my scent of the day. So this is going to be an honorable mention. But I was saying before that I had to give myself a prompt to even decide how I could talk about like some duos that I like right now. Hey, Chris. We're talking about, I was telling everybody about my scent of the day, and then I'm going to go over 10 noteworthy duos. The way I came up with this list is I was thinking to myself, like, if I had to just go in there and grab 10 duos and run, like, what would they be? Because I literally have on my shelf about 200 duos, and that's not even all of them. Like the ones that are in my top 20 female duos from my other video on my channel are away in another like storage area. So yeah, so let's get into this list because I can keep talking and then it'll be an hour and I will have not gotten to any of these fragrances. So let's see. I don't know. I think most of these will be dupes, but it is what it is because that's what they're known for. They do have Dua is a dupe company. They are known for their originals, their dupes, as well as their hybrids, tribrids, quadbrids. They just come up with all kind of blends. And they do definitely have a Middle Eastern flair to them. So any fragrance you get, there's a little Middle Eastern, a lot of times like little smoky flair to them. I have been shopping with them for quite some time. That's how I've accumulated the amount that I have. But you know, I used to kind of stand for them, and now I'm like, yeah, that's not where I'm at right now. But anyway, on to this list. Let's see really quickly. Shakira says, I heard the red more is a little more mature smelling, like the serious sister, and the pink is more sweet and fun. Okay. I didn't know there was a pink one. All right. Sounds good. Now you got a dupe. You got dupe. Hey, Rose. Yes, we are talking duos today. I was like, what? I miss you guys. I want to talk. What should we talk about? Something that's not gonna, because a lot of when I used to do the videos, like I felt like it was very heavy. Like I had to really like figure out how to pronounce names, research, know the notes, do this, and sometimes it's just too much. Because if I like a fragrance, I like a fragrance. On to this list for the 18th time. The first one I'm gonna talk about is called The Traveler, which is Dua's version of Bond Number 9's Nomad. This fragrance is really a rose oud fragrance, and so rose oud is such a popular common combo, right? But I'm getting, because before sometimes it's like, oh, that's that Middle Eastern smell. I'm over it. I don't even want to approach it. And so that's how I felt a lot. But now I'm starting to become this person that's a little bit more into it. Like, okay, I'm not scared of it. It actually gives fragrances a little bit of depth and some character. Like, yeah, let me get into it. So I got the Miller Harris, which I find to be a very clean, kind of airy, dry rose oud. It's just like your classic, like very, very sophisticated rose oud. Then in my Discover Chris Collins, World of Chris Collins with me, he has a rose oud fragrance, and that one has passion fruit. So that was pretty interesting to check out because I was like, this smells like the Miller Harris. It's a rose oud. The backbone is a rose oud, but his has patchouli in it. Oh, I'm sorry. His has the passion fruit in it and some other notes that just make it a little bit more interesting. So this one is sort of the same. Let me tell you about this one. For whatever reason, it was giving me some vibes of one of my Zernil Gilly. So I'm gonna have to look into that to compare. But this fragrance has notes of quince, black currant, pear. So that makes it fruity. So it's not just a rose oud, it has some fruity elements to it. And blackberry, the black currant keeps it a little deep. There's rose and oud, of course. And then there's orris, which I love for that powdery kind of creamy feel. And there's some violet leaves that gives it a dash of freshness, amber, vanilla, and sandalwood. So this is a really nice rose oud that I like. It still gives me that fruity feel, fruity, floral, woody, amber, all things that I like. So this is the Traveler. That's number one. It kind of fits any occasion, really. Like you could wear it at night. It's still going to project. It can be for daytime because it has that fruity floralness in it. But at night, because it has that oud in it and woody feel, it's given the vibes for all wear, all season wear, day or night. All right, so on to the next one is Caramelized Pineapple Dream. So this is a dupe for Notice Sugar. Let me see, because I always say Notice Sugar, but excuse me, 1 second. Notice Sugar. And I don't ever remember if it's really the brand or the name of the freaking fragrance. But let's see. Notice Sugar. So this, I think, was their first offering. So this is, okay. So it is the name of the fragrance, Notice Sugar. And then that's crazy. My scent of the day was Nomad. That's awesome. Hey, Ade, yep, this one's for you. Hi, Goldie Smell Good. Thanks so much for joining us. Oh, you're looking into do it, so you're in the right place. Robert is saying Louis Vuitton, or was it just my imagination? Ding. Yes. Oh, so you really like this particular Bond number 9? I'm at, okay. I hadn't known because, when I was getting into fragrances, if you have not heard, what I heard was Bond number 9 was being sued by their workers for racism. And that just, of course, turned me off because we all know that it's prevalent in our country, and it doesn't surprise me, and it doesn't make me any more interested. But a dupe, I don't mind. So back to Caramelized Pineapple Dream, Notice Sugar by Ulika Parfums. I think that's how you pronounce the name. This is such a beautiful pineapple fragrance. Gourmand, fruity, deep, sweet, cotton candy-like type fragrance. Now let me give you the notes. Caramel, pineapple. That's why it's called Caramelized Pineapple Dream, because it really is. Caramel, pineapple, coconut, and vanilla. raspberry. You don't get too much raspberry, but it just adds to the fruitiness. So it's not just pineapple standing alone. Almond praline. So there we're going into that deep gourmand base. Tonka bean, musk, and heliotrope. You guys. So I wasn't sure at first because I don't think I really was into the caramel. But this is a good caramel. I think I'll be having a chance to wear it. Like, it's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I wore this. So y'all, I'm wait. It's gonna be a day where somebody gonna be like, "Can you tone down your fragrance?" But I wore this to the office. So I go. My office is like down a long hall, and there I am. Someone else came into the office, and he comes down the hall like, "It smells good in here." I was like, like in my office was like cracking up, but I'm like, the only thing he could be smelling is this. And it is really, I feel like sometimes in the summer you might feel like it's a little too heavy. That caramel is like a deep, thick caramel, but the sillage is just beautiful. And I could just imagine, because I did wear it. I wore it while I was in New Orleans, actually. But nobody says anything. And I think it was just so hot and I was too busy doing too many things that I didn't, just let it register with me, like what I was smelling. Did I get any scent bubble, et cetera, et cetera. But when I wore it to the office that day, so because I am now such a huge fan, I do have the Brown Sugar Babes version of this called Sweetest Taboo, which is the Note of Sugar oil. Now, just quick tidbit, and Ade, you can chime in if you like, because I know you are BSB girl in the comments. But I have a friend, and they was just like, she said, "Is BSB really good, or are they just playing in our faces?" And I was like, "Girl, playing in your face." Because I just had never, ever heard of a company selling oils for that price. Like, it just didn't make sense in my world. So the reason that I went to their pop-up. I think they're cute. I'm all hail to those doing well, flourishing out here in the expensive oil streets. Big props to the owner. Black owned. I love it down. But what is winning me over specifically is that they have profiles of scents that I don't always find somewhere else. So, for example, I think Baciami at the time, they were the only people that had that scent. Like, I always try to check with Fragrant Body Oils, another Black-owned oil company, but just by leaps and bounds, much less expensive. And they did not have the oil. And I'm like, dang, BSB got it on lock. So I had to get that Baciami oil. So that's my little tidbit about BSB. I like them. I don't like the price tag. It is what it is, right? So that's is that number one? Because we did an honorable mention. We did number one. Oh, no, this is number two because we did the Traveler. Okay, the third one. I want to see what you guys are saying. Robert said he's like that too with the oversprays. Okay. And then Kari says, "I recently learned that caramel can be super duper sexy as a note." It absolutely is. Coming from the gourmand girly, of course. Do a site is so overwhelming. So I watched do a reviews, look up the fragrance, and it's sold out. I gave up. Exactly. I'm looking at the site now, like looking at these fragrances. Everything is sold out. It is such a shame. I don't know what to say at this point. And this version of the website is actually a redo. I have a video on my channel where I'm showing people how to go through their site and make sense of it. It may still apply now, even though the site looks a little different and they have things much more easier to find. But the biggest blower of it all is to go on there looking for a fragrance and it's sold out. That is the BS. However, if you are really interested in buying something and you feel like you always see it sold out, there is a Facebook group called Dua Diva Deals. And so I think that is a wonderful place to get feedback and to buy from people who are putting things up for sale. They also have people that sell, I want to say it, but have you guys been online lately or in these groups where you can't say certain words because they coming for people shutting stuff down? Like, I don't want people coming up flagging my channel because I said that some people will take certain amounts and sell it to you, like in a 2 ml or 3 ml. Or 10 or whatever you're looking for. So I think that is a great way to actually find some of the fragrances that may be sold out online. Is the Dua Diva Deals Facebook group page. I was able to find like one of my unicorn items at this point is a unicorn. And maybe I'll tell you about that. And then I think you'll get a good deal. Most of the time you'll get a good deal. And that's what people do because this brand is, a lot of it is a lot of blind buying and there are no returns. So if you're interested in doing it and have never dealt with them, there is a no return policy. So people are out here just buying, guilty as charged. But now I'm starting to want to sample because that's all I'm doing when I get the bottle. I'm literally sampling it like, oh, do I like it? Do I not? I don't know. And a lot of times 50-50, y'all, like some of my earlier Dua videos, 50-50. Like I absolutely love some. And there's some that I'm just like, yo, this not doing it for me. Yeah. So let's see what else you guys are talking about. Kari says, I can imagine that combo. Have you smelled Honor and Glory? If so, does that smell anything like the Dua? So this one, again, is Note of Sugar. And does Honor and Glory smell like the Note of Sugar? That is a great question. This is like a fruitier, more amber vanilla. Honor and Glory, of course, has that smoky. Now, I had Honor and Glory, but I ended up selling it because I just felt it wasn't a pineapple that I needed. Like I have pineapples. I have a unisex pineapple. I have Kajal's Lamar. Like I just felt like I did not need that, especially if I had to let it macerate and kind of warm up and see if the dulce de leche or whatever caramel is in it comes out. But this is definitely more rounded, less woody version with the caramel, the fruits, the amber, the vanilla. So this is more feminine to me, and I think it is. So no, it's not like it. Just that Honor and Glory is way more like woody, kind of slight oudi or something going on. I'm scared to read this. Chris says, oh, my scent of the day was Pull Out by Diamond Skin Perfumery. Okay, they're going with the jazzy names, trying to make people, trying to get people caught up in the names. Tell us about it. What is it like? I know what your fingers are saying. Thanks for the tip. Thank you. Shakir. And then Kari says, so I went on the site and the line is intriguing to say the least. Okay. Sorry, you guys, I'm all over the place. Other fragrances they have 69 taste so good anytime, any place. Wow, yeah, quite the line there. Okay, so the next one we're gonna go to is called The Poem by, this is Carmina by Creed. This is the dupe. When I say this is spot on, it is spot on like so freaking good. So I think I liked Carmina, but it really, really resonated with me when I smelt it on somebody else. And that is my friend Joy Jenkins. She's in the fragrant Fragcom community streets. So if you know her, you know her. You may see her around, but I think it really just hit me like, I need that fragrance. When I smelled it on her, because it came off just as I smelled it, and it's intriguing, it's deep, it's sultry, it's sexy, it is juicy and fruity. Like, let me get y'all the notes, because this cherry rose floral combo is the bomb. So if you smell Carmina, you know what I mean. It is dead on, and this thing is a beast, okay? It is a beast. I wore this when I was in New Orleans because I was just in love with it. I don't really see this as one that I want to wear in the intense heat, but I wore it. And my friend was like, "Is that you? That's what I've been smelling. What is that?" And she made me like look it up in her phone. So that was pretty cool. That meant she enjoyed it, I suppose. She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, it's really Creed Carmina, but get this for $33." The Poem. That's Dua's name for it. This is just definitely one that gives you grown woman, floral, sweet, but intriguing. Intriguing is the word. Like, it makes you want to know more. It makes you want to like smell a little closer. Like, let me just smell and see what that's really giving. The notes are black cherry, saffron, pink pepper, rose de mai, violet, cashmere wood, peony, frankincense, and myrrh. Yeah, it's just softly in there. Amber and musk. This is a must-have. Whether you get the real thing or this, like, get it. That's if you're a floral person. You have to kind of like rose, I think, though. But it's bomb. Ade says, I blind bought my first Dua this weekend. Love bound your recommendation. Cotton Candy the Dua and Twisted Rose Lancome's Rose Barbaranza. Girl, I'm so afraid of Dua's version of Rose Barbaranza. And I will say that because they amplify scents. So if there's a little nuance in there, because I remember when it first came out, or maybe from when Fragcom was onto it when the line was still out and not discontinued everywhere. Roses Barbaranza, people kept saying like it smelled like funky feet. Then you got the good fragrance afterwards. And so I was like, it'd be like do it to amplify that. And so yeah, it definitely I'm a little scared of it, but I do know it is a very nice scent. Lancome's version. I love Cotton Candy to Do It. Have you heard? So on my video, I probably talked about it, but Cotton Candy to Do It, at first I was like, okay, sugary. Might be a little juvenile, but when I smell other fragrances that was supposed to have cotton candy in it, this, that, or the third, and it wasn't given, and then I smelled Dua's like side by side, I was like, bro, they did it. They did the damn thing. They did it. Like, it's so amazing. So it's definitely one of my favorite ones. And I just got one of their blends called Cotton Candy to do a Princeless Princess, I think it is. They have so many blends, and I done bought so many. I forget. But girl, I think you're gonna be pleasantly pleased. You're gonna be pleased with your purchase. I wonder why Dua doesn't get sued for how close they dupe scents. Because it's called an inspiration, and I think they may change a note or just change the name and call it an inspiration. I think because they're not like saying this is the actual fragrance, you know what I mean? But I'm sure there's other intellectual property type situations, but add it to the list. Yes, please. It's such a good one. Shakira says she's kind of over heavy roastings after Delina's and Guidance. Is the poem Rose heavy or fruity? They are both, because I would say Guidance and Delina's, they're giving me like lighter pink floral roses or something, but the poem is black cherry and a velvet red rose. Like, it's deep, it's deeper and sexier. While those are two, the Delinas, they're more pretty girl. This is like Jessica Rabbit. This is like I'm a Vixen. This is like Elegance on 10. Love Bound is it's so good. I did not get to pull it out because every day you guys, I'm kind of like Dory. I'd be like, oh, this fragrance. Wait, then you said this fragrance, and just be so distracted on to something else. It is crazy. Ooh, Ty, hey girl, hey. She says that her favorite duet is Gold Fluid. I did not know that, and that's so cute because that was one of my favorites. That was absolutely one of my favorites. Chris, I think he's telling us about his scent of the day and what notes are in them. Pull Out is nice and warm, little spicy amber, masculine leaning. Interesting. So let's go on to the next one. This one is called Fruit Lemonade by Dua, of course, and this is an actual original. So I picked this one out because I was like, for summer, this has to be like one of the best summer scents. If you into like fruity, juicy type fragrances. Every summer, or at least for the last 2 or 3 summers, I'm like, I want a juicy fruit summer. I want to be juicy. I want to be fruity. So all my fragrances would somewhere be around that theme. And so Fruit Lemonade is just one of these fragrances. I guess you could imagine what's in it, but I'm smelling this right now and I'm gonna spray it because I feel like off the nozzle is giving me melon bingsu. For those that are familiar with Duas and know them, this smells like it has a little melon bingsu in it, or ripe melons. Those are 2 melon fragrances by Dua that are really popular. And so this smells like it has a little touch of it in there, but with more lemon. And we're going to get the notes here really quickly. Fruit Lemonade. And I'll tell you if it's currently in stock or out of stock. So Fruit Lemonade, they got the nerve to be $60 regular price. So they must know that this is a popular one, because as a I would expect this to be one of their $33 ones. So it's an original blend, and it has notes of watermelon, yeah, cucumber, yep, kiwi, I suppose, key lime, mint, very subtly, and lemonade. I would have to put this side by side with melon bingsu or ripe melons to see the similarities. But she is just that girl. She is a fruity lemonade. I don't know what else to say, because think of Simply Lemonade mixed with the watermelon one. And then for perfume purposes, you put just the dash of white musk in there. That's Fruity Lemonade, and I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, so Ty knows this, and I have been on like this whole banana thing. I don't know why. It's like I have to try every single banana that ever hits the market, which is so annoying at this point to me. I must have taken my strip sticks away. But I have about 4 or 5 Dua bananas. I think I need to make a Dua banana video because it really makes no friggin' sense. But this one, I think, and I just got the coveted, highly sought after creamy bananas, which is the dupe for Kayali's banana scents from that travel set, summer scents that they have. Let me just look up the name because I'm just gonna mess it all up I don't want to confuse people because I'm confused. All these crazy names that you got to keep up with. I swear I was looking through my collection trying to grab 10 and I was like, what is this? The names, they have such similar names that when you've been doing this for a while, you just start forgetting and not remembering. Sorry guys. Okay, so the name of the fragrance that I just got that's highly sought after, that is sold out, and that Ty helped me to secure is called Creamy Bananas of Maui 37, which is the dupe for Kayali's Maui in a Bottle Sweet Banana 37. Y'all got all that? Because that was a lot to say. That was a whole lot to say. I got that. I'm glad that I have it. And again, thank you, Ty. Love, all right here. But the one that I have right now that I think just does it for me for real is Banana Foster. Banana Foster. Honestly, that's really all I needed. I was just going to hell and high waters to get this creamy bananas. And it is a nice banana. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's actually a banana you could probably just wear alone because it has a floral touch to it. But Banana Foster, honey. Banana Foster. I think I have banana cream pie cocktail and I need to really compare it. I don't have dirty banana, but a part of me kind of wants it because I'm like, I've gone off the deep end already with these banana fragrances. Might as well, just drive it on home, drive it in the ground already. Banana Foster. Yeah. Okay. So right off, I'm going to tell you guys, this has a good banana. It's not candy banana. It's not fluffy banana. It's just banana and banana syrup. It has caramel. I don't really eat Bananas Foster, but this makes me want to go seek it out and try it or make it, whatever. The notes are bananas, vanilla ice cream, butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, dark rum, banana liqueur, caramel liqueur, sauce, and white musk. I'm doing all this trying to get that damn creamy bananas. And this would be my banana of choice. Okay. That caramel, brown sugar, vanilla ice cream. Like it's all there. It's all of the gourmand banana feels. All right. So let me make sure. But of course, the damn thing. Is it sold out? It's not sold out? Hold on. Let me double check. Let me back up. Oh. It's still on the site, guys. That's if you like a creamy, like if you like the banana, caramel, and vanilla ice cream, it's on the site. I'm surprised. I'm so surprised. Dirty banana is sold out, so it's making me curious. All right, let's move on because I still have, so I did 1, 2, 3, we didn't count that one. 3, 4, 5, 6, is Love Coffee. This is Dua's version of Amore Cafe by Mancera. I love it. I love it. I love Amore Cafe. I had a decant of that first. So I had to go and get this, and they didn't steer me wrong. Like, so that's me. There are some people who are like, oh my God, there's 3 grains more cinnamon in this than that, and it's just not the same. That's not me. Like, I love it. Let me get you some notes, because this is some coffee, but there's cream and cinnamon in it to me. Love Coffee. What else do I want to say about this? It's just warm and cozy and sweet. Okay, here's another comparison. This Love Coffee to me, and I think I said this about Amore Cafe. It smells like an amped up, more gourmand version of Gentle Fluidity Gold. That's what it is to me, honestly. Like, it has that same like background, but then some things are just amplified in this. One being coffee. It says it has amaretto in it. I don't quite get that, but I mean, vanilla ice cream, speculoos. Do I get speculoos? I don't know. Vanilla pods, brown sugar, and amber. I do get those, but to me, it's just giving like a upgraded Gentle Fluid, like a more gourmand version of Gentle Fluidity Gold, like with some coffee. Love it. The next one, you guys. Let me see what you guys are saying, because I'm over here just like in my whole doer mode, y'all. This how it be though. Shakira says, okay, the poem sounds different. I'll try it for the price. I own one Dua I got off my card called Milky Licious, inspired by Blanche Bet, and is 2 times stronger than the OG. Girl, I mean, you got a good one. You got a good one. I love Blanche Betts, and I have it. So I literally have to talk myself out of buying these. So I didn't get it, but I believe they make they combine and make a lot of blends with Milky Licious and Bianco Latte. So I get it. Chris says, well, I'm getting sleepy and it's snowing. All right. See ya. Thank you for dropping by. Nobody will know the difference. Exactly. Not 3 grains of cinnamon. Yes, people like split hairs, and I just be like, y'all. However, that's to their nose. It doesn't strike my nose that way. The next one is, y'all, this I have called my favorite Dua of 2024. Okay? It is the blend of Puffle Tufts white milk. This is a blend of House of Siage Hufflepuff and Bianco Latte. Do you guys know those fragrances? Oh, it's such a good vanilla, like citrusy, creamy vanilla. Hands down. Like, I could just put this on and walk around confidently that it's 1, safe, but 2, you're just smelling amazing. So let's just go into the notes really quickly. Puffle Tough. So it's Puffle Tufts white milk. Okay. So this is considered a fruity floral amber. Fruity floral vanilla amber. Okay. So there's Italian lemon, coconut, and peach. I love the blend of coconut and peach. You know, it's really like have grown on me. Gardenia, freesia, jasmine sambac, bourbon vanilla, vanilla bean, Virginia cedarwood, caramel, that caramel, tonka, and honey, vanilla, and white musk. That's the Bianco latte in this. But with that, those lemon, coconut, and peach is everything. So this was my favorite duo of 2024. Just quite a beautiful, beautiful gourmand fragrance. If you're a gourmand girly, this is definitely one you need in your collection. Next one. So I realized that these are 3 vanillas, okay? And I was like, 1, I'm a gourmand girly. 2, I'm a vanilla girly. And I have to collect every vanilla as if they are not very similar. It's the weirdest thing. But I do have quite a few that are different. Are these different? Yes, they're different. How different? Let me try to explain. Honestly, I can probably wear them interchangeably and not really feel one way or the other, like, oh no, this is absolutely my favorite and the caramel really draws me in over here and I feel in love, while this one is more springtime. No. But let's get into it real quick because we're about to come up on an hour. And the first one I'm going to go with is one called Dark Plum Vanille. This is a dupe for, or this was inspired by, I should have been probably saying that the whole video, this was inspired by Mod Vanilla by Ariana Grande. Don't get thrown off by Ariana Grande now. Her first line of fragrances were very celebrity fragrance to me, even though they have their nuances that are, make them kind of special in a certain way. Actually, he should probably start doing some of those because Moonlight was my jam. Anyway, she came out with the second line, and I can't remember who the perfumer was, but they put their foot in these fragrances. The Cloud, the Pink Cloud, all those. Thank You Next. But Dark Plum Vanille is one that I fell in love at first sniff. This particular fragrance, again, as we know, sold out. And it's a vanilla. But this one is, now I will be honest, this does have a little bit of like BR540 kind of infused into it, okay? But it's with plum and freesia. Plum is such a like deep, sexy note. So this also has praline for added sweetness, orris root that I love, vanilla, and cacao butter. So this has, and it also has musk at the very, very top. But I think that plum and freesia in here makes it pull a little differently, even though it still has a little bit of that BR540 DNA. I love it. I don't know. I just got it because I was like, let me see what he's going to do with Ariana Grande. Like, but I got it, and I just love it. And I think I've said it before, but I still really, really, really like the BR540 type situation. So with this being infused with a little bit of that, it really helps. I love it. There's no other way to put it. The next one I have is called Joyful You. This is something under my nail. This is a inspired fragrance. It is Giosa's. Sorry. I thought I had most of these pulled up because I looked them up already. Joyful. This one. Where you at? Joyful You. So a lot of times you look for this daggone fragrance on the site and you put in the exact words and it's not the first thing that pops up. A lot of times that means it's sold out. So the ones that are actually sold out, they put towards the bottom. They give me all these other results instead of just showing me the sold out fragrance, because that's what I put in the search bar. It's the weirdest thing, and I wish they would work on that. But this is inspired by Giosa's. So sorry. It's inspired by Profumum Roma's Giosa. Sheesh. Um, let's see what's going on. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in tonight. Kia, please tell me you have a duo that won't cause a toothache. Anything musky and fluffy? You're asking a gourmand girl. I do. I absolutely do. I'll tell you. Hopefully I'll remember, because I have a bad habit of, like, if I'm distracted or doing something else, I probably will forget, but I'll try not to. I think I have one more after this, and then we can talk about it. Amber says she agrees that plum is a dark, sexy note. Yes, I do love sweets too. Oh, plum and musk, you just pull what I'm highly interested in. Noted. Yes, joyful for you. Yay. Oh, she corrected herself and said joyful you. Yes, is that Perfume Aroma? Yep. I should really compare this and the OG since I have both. Yes. G, do you have a channel? Like, where can we see this? Hi, Mighty Strong. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in tonight. G has 3 bottles of Joyful You. It's beautiful. It really is. It's sweet. I actually took it to Scent Explore with me because when you put it on, it's just something so like, oh, I smell sweet and pretty. What are we sniffing or running with now? Grab 10 and run. Out of my big Dua collection, which 10 would I grab right now and run with? So that's what, yes, agreed. So she's definitely gotten complimented wearing Joyful You. Yeah, it's an amazing scent. I really enjoy it. Did I give you guys the notes? I don't remember, but no. Okay, so this is described as an amber vanilla. It has amber, bergamot, coconut, jasmine, moss, orange, and vanilla. So yes, this definitely. So the thing about Dua too is that I feel like I have enough to kind of pick up some of their, what am I trying to say? Some of the structures of their fragrance. So here's an example. There was a fragrance that you could see online had, like, let's say 200 in stock, right? But the next day it said 0. And people were like, well, what happened to this fragrance? There were like 200 in stock. And then the owner said that it wasn't selling as fast as they expected it to. So they pulled it to use the ingredients for something else. And I can totally see them doing that. Sometimes they pull out scents, or they'll push out scents that nobody asked about. Like, why did you put this one out of all the fragrances that we've asked you to create, or that you could have come up with, that we are flocking to buy? You create this other scent. And it's just like, nobody asked for that. But because the notes go hand in hand, or can be so similar, that they can just add 1 or 2 things to it, swoosh it up, and now you have a new fragrance. So it's interesting because after smelling these, I definitely smell Dua's coconut. I definitely smell Dua's amber. I definitely smell Dua's orange and vanilla. But it's so good. So Joyful You, you heard it from me. You heard it from G. It's bomb. So if you ever want another sweet vanilla fragrance, you're in the mood for something that just packs a punch and give you a little tiny little toothache, Joyful You is a great one. Now, this one I pulled out is called Chantilly Vanilla. Chantilly vanilla. Messing with Dua. I had to really go to the store one day, and you know how stores will sell slices of cake? Like I literally had to buy like the chantilly, the vanilla, and there was one other type of like cream. It was like berries and some type of cream so that my taste buds can differentiate and compare what they were. So this particular fragrance is an inspired version of Vanille de Chantilly, which is by Il Profumer. I hope I'm saying it right. Profumer. But it's called Vanille de Chantilly. This honestly is what I think Chantilly would smell like. I say that because when you taste Chantilly, it's so light. It's like a lighter icing that I felt like if you had to amp it up and put it in a fragrance, this is what it would smell like. Like I think they make Chantilly. Let me fact check. I think Chantilly is made out of powdered sugar. And it makes for a very light, airy, kind of cream. So it is a whipped cream. It's high-fat dairy cream that has been aerated by whisking it until it becomes light. It is made from heavy cream, sugar, and vanilla. No, see, it says heavy cream or whipping cream, heavy cream, sugar such as powdered sugar. It says or granulated sugar, vanilla extract, and vanilla bean. Me, I kind of feel like this is giving me powdered sugar. But I like that because it's not so dense and heavy like a cake icing or anything like that. So I really like Chantilly vanilla. I don't talk about it much or even really wear it that much because, again, a lot of these are interchangeable and sweet is sweet to me, but I have to compare them to these, and this is given like a lighter vanilla, like a lighter, yeah, like a girl all day long. Amber, they have me going down a smelling good rabbit. Yeah, that's why I tell people, like, if you're getting into Duas, caution, people, caution. So, that was the last one. Now, Shakira was asking about the other fragrance that I want to talk about, but I think that's not tooth achingly sweet, but I'm not quite sure if we've talked about this already. This one is called Wanderlust in Paris. So this is the inspired fragrance of Roja's Lost in Paris. So I was able to smell Lost in Paris when I was at Scent Explorer in New York in December. And when I tell you this, Lost in Paris was like a romantic dream. I was lost in Paris looking to be found in love. When I got this, I was like, that's not it. That's not it to me. Yes, an orange blossom something, but it just wasn't what I remembered or that the feels that it gave me. But again, Dua amplifies everything to the ninth power. But let me give you some notes because I wore this, and again, if you were here at the beginning of this video, I was just talking about how my nose has a mind of its own. Sometimes it goes on its period. Sometimes it's being very like untrustworthy. Like it has its walls up and don't want to smell things until I literally ask it to go smell. Like it's being an introverted nose. I don't know. My nose is funny, but Lost in Paris. Let me just search it by the real name. I'm gonna give you the notes. This is one that is not like tooth achingly sweet, as you said. This one is out of stock. Wow, aren't we surprised? But it has blood orange in it, bitter orange, mandarin, rum with some Grand Marnier, caramelized sugar, butter accord, caramel accord, pink pepper, cinnamon, clove, cedar wood, cashmere wood, vanilla, ambergris, and musk. Now, I know you heard caramel a couple times. Don't be afraid of that. I think it's just to kind of tone down the blood orange and bitter orange a little bit. This, when I wore this, I felt good in it. I smelled the air when I stepped outside. It was cold and snowing that day, and I stepped outside in a way that cool air just kind of whipped this past my nose. I was like, okay, come through, Wanderlust in Paris. I was just like, I really like that. Like, because Dua is sometimes a strong fragrance. So if you put your nose right up to it, if you put it right on your skin and smash your nose in your skin, it's just going to smell too strong. But when you get that, it makes for an intense scent bubble. It makes for an intense sillage. Intense meaning I really smell that. Not like it's going to beat your nose up, but like, sometimes people get a whisper of something and you're like, let me get to that again and try to smell it. But this will make sure you smell it, And so I really enjoyed that. And then I think my nose started to, close off, go nose blind to it. And I was saying that my nose, I think, just protects itself. Like, okay, we're done smelling all that, and just shuts off, literally. But this lady I went to go grab lunch, and a lady that had to be about 10 feet from me, she was like, what are you wearing? She said, I hope I didn't tell this story before because sorry, but she was just like, she was like, is that you? Well, what kind of perfume are you wearing? And I put my wrist up to her nose, like, here, smell. And she was like, yes, that smells so good. Like, what perfume is it? So we had to go on the site. I had to tell her about it. And so she was like, yeah, because it is all over here, like in this area. Like, and I was like, whoa, I didn't realize, but that's what she said. So she enjoyed it as a person in the streets. Everybody isn't so open to be like, hey, I love your perfume. But she was really interested. She was like, what's the name? And da 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 da. So I enjoyed this one, and it's not tooth achingly sweet, Shakira. It's a sweet orange blossom, but not tooth achingly sweet. I think it lends for a very beautiful, wispy, fruity, in an orange blossom way type fragrance. So that's Wanderlust in Paris. So good. I mean, it's gonna have to do because I can't afford the $1,200, $1,300 Roja. That's how much they're selling it for. What are you guys talking about? Okay. I understand our nose is changed by the day, moment, or season. Girl, yes. And mine does this thing where it likes to shut off. And I literally have to say, sniff this and turn it on to smell, because with my respiratory issues, and I don't know why my nose does it. It's the weirdest thing. I think sometimes it does it to protect itself. Because I feel like my nose has trust issues. I talked about that earlier, so I won't go into it. But I think my nose has trust issues, kind of scared that it's going to smell something bad. It's the weirdest thing, y'all. G says, I gotta say though, that while there are some doers that are ready to go and use as soon as you receive them, I find that most need a timeout so that they can mature. Very, very, very true. There we go. Out of stock. Just check, girl. But seriously, if you go to Dua Diva Deals on Facebook, join the Facebook group. A lot of people are selling their stuff. Some people buy stuff just to resell it. It's sad, but that happens. I am finding out some do not like caramel fragrances. I love them. I need to put this one on the wish list. Oh my gosh. So you guys, if you ever wanted a caramel fragrance, and this is a caramel fragrance that is the caramel of all caramels. Dua's Caramel Sugar Elixir is the most profound, incredible, sugary, sweet, dense, chewy caramel I have ever smelled, like to the point where I'm afraid of it. So I only really use it to like add caramel to anything else. Like if I feel like I'm wearing a coffee or oud that just needs some caramel, I'll spray that. But outside of that, I have not been like, oh, let me just smell like caramel. That Caramel Sugar Elixir ended all caramel searches, caramel, anything for me. Yep. All day that's rent. Exactly. Caramel Sugar Elixir will last you 24 plus. G, we are in this. Like you know, girl, that fragrance is cray. Mighty, the brands are turning us off with the price gouging. Absolutely. I can't. But you guys, this has been a great time. Ade, I hope you or others who are looking, and Shakir that may be looking into Duas have found this helpful. I have been iffy about doing this because me and Dua are in a weird space right now. Okay. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed bringing it to you guys. Thank you so much for joining the live. Real quick, because I want to see what other comments y'all saying. Voyage au Paris has gone down in price to $385, and I'm sure you can find it on the gray market. Yeah. Sounds like those back in the day caramel lollipop sugar daddy. Yeah. Yep. It is crazy. All right, guys. I love you so much. Until the next one, I think I'm gonna come on tomorrow. And then Friday, my sister is having her 40th birthday soiree, girl getaway type situation. So that's where I'll be. And so that'll be it for this week, just tomorrow. And then I'll see you back after that, because I'm doing another live with another special guest. I cannot wait. Mighty Strong asked me how many Duas do I have. I can only guesstimate on my shelf. I have about 200. The others that are in another storage area, I don't remember. I think when I counted those, at the time that I did the video that's on my channel, it was about 70. So I don't know where I'm at this point, and it really disgusts me to even try to figure out, because I need to, sell some things and just unload and stop hoarding Duas. That's the real. Bye, guys. I love you. See you tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do this tomorrow. Bye.